Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to Hera English School online teaching. Today inshallah in standard 10th in history subject political science section lesson number 4 social and political movements. Now, what do you mean by movements? Some people focus on a particular issue, following it constantly and build a public opinion about it. A movement is a type of collective action with a specific purpose. A movement is launched to solve any particular issue or pressurize the government. A movement requests people's involvement and sustains efforts to be successful. So, when people they come together for any of the issues which they oppose, that forms a movement with the collective participation of the general public. Okay, now what are the advantages of movement? Because of the advantages of movement, the big crowd is dedicated to that fight for that any issue whatever it is, and because of that the government has to listen to whatever the common people are saying. Okay, now many social problems are discussed because of movement. The leaders and the activists of the movement provides all the required information to the government on the issues which is used to frame future policies. Suppose last time we were having the issues of illiteracy, then we were having the issue of, today also we have the unemployment issue. Then we have the rise in the prices of all the commodities. Then many such issues are there which are brought in light. Because of the public opinion, they start a movement, and then that movement grows, and ultimately the government has to listen to it and find out one solution for that. People are empowered to protest, right to protest policies of the government. Movements have great significance in democracy. However, these rights must be used patiently in a responsible manner. Okay. Now the features of movement. Why a movement? Because as a movement is a collective action, participation of people is expected. The movement is a mass organization of people formed for a specific cause. The movement should have a steadfast leadership. The objective, program of action and strategy is decided by the leaders. Without a good leadership, the movement will not be effective. The leader should be very much strong. He should motivate the people towards that particular issue. There are some organizations which pursue problems through various movements till they find a solution for it. People render support to a movement if they feel connected. The scope of the movement is widened because of the support of the people. Now let us see some of the important movements. Tribal movement. The British prohibited the tribals to make use of the forest wealth as a means of earning their livelihood. Kolams, Gonds, Kolis, Bhila, Ramoshi, Santhal and Munda. They are some of the tribal peoples living at the time of British, and these people revolted against the British. They were living a very primitive life. Even after independence, the right of tribal of forest is denied. Now, what is the main demand of these tribal people? The main demand of these tribal people is to accept their rights over the forest. Now, they were living from their ancestral in the forest. So, they want that forest to be their own. That means they can collect the honey, the wax, many of the products and medicines and Ayurvedic medicines from the plants and herbal medicines, and they can sell. Permission to gather forest products. and right to cultivate the forest land. Now, these are all the issues with the tribal movement for which they had fight. Now we are going to see about the farmers movement. Due to the anti-agriculture policies of the British colonial governments, the farmers started organizing themselves. Farmer movements are witnessed in Champaranya and Bardoli before independence. They got inspiration and leadership of Mahatma Phule, Justice Ranade, and great people like Mahatma Gandhi. Maharashtra Tenancy Act slowed down the movement, but after Green Revolution, the movement gained momentum. That means that movement spedified, that pace of that movement increased. Green Revolution aimed at increasing the agricultural production and self-sufficiency in food grains. As its benefit did not reach poor farmers, the movement started. The demand of the farmer was to appropriate price for the agricultural products. Agriculture should be treated as an industry. To implement the suggestions and recommendations of Swaminathan Commission, quick decision on debate relief and debate cancellation, and national policy for agriculture. They wanted benefits for the farmers, they wanted to fight for the rights of the farmers, so it is called as a farmers movement. Okay. Then we move on to trade union movement. In the later half of the 19th century, textile industry, railway and other industries started in India. After industrialization, the trade union movement emerged in India. In 1899, railway workers went on strike. In 1920, All India Trade Union Congress was established. After globalization, this movement was affected and slowly disintegrated. Problems of workers in India. The laborers, the workers, they are being paid less money, they do a very hard work. Let us see what are the problems. First is unstable employment and no legal protection. If they get harm or accidents at the place of the working place, they are not being given that much compensation and their job is not stable one. They can be removed anytime. Then contract basis pattern and financial insecurity. When the contract ends, they have to end their job. Then they are unemployed and they are not having any financial support. Unlimited working hours and health hazards. That means they are working under unhygienic conditions also. Now insecurity at workplace. They are not secured. If any accident happens, they are not having any of the devices to help them out in such kind of situations and in emergency cases. So for that, the trade union movement had started for the problem solution for the workers. Now let us see about the women's movement. In order to stop the injustice and exploitation of women and let them have a dignified life, many man and women social reformers had taken initiatives. Raja Ram Mohan Roy, Mahatma Jyotirao Phule, Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, Maharishi Dondu Keshav Karve, Pandita Ramabai Ranade were prominent among those who came out for injustice against the women. The initiatives taken by them had brought an end to the practice like sati. What is sati? At the time when the Hindu man died, his wife had to stand on that pyre of the burning so that she can also be burned with the husband. So this is a very wrong practice. The lady who was alive was being thrown into that pyre of the burning woods which were kept on the body of that person who died. That was called as sati. And child marriage. At the small age of 10 years or 9 years only, the small children got married forcefully by their elders in the old times. Due to their efforts, the reforms such as widow remarriage, women's education were possible. After independence, women got right to vote and they demanded through various movements that they should be given a status and prestige on as a human being. Women participated in various movements to oppose the corruption, caste system and religious extremism. Women started initiatives to organize movements realizing the injustice done to them. Women's health, education, social security, status as human being, independence and unemployment of the women and that motivated them towards the empowerment of the challenges faced presently by the women's movement. That means to make the movements of the woman strong. Now we will see about the environmental movement. Environmental degradation is a serious problem to tackle at the national and international level. We have seen in science book also many types of pollutions have happened because of the greed of human being, excess utilization of the natural resources and making the exhaustion of the natural resources. Challenges faced by the movements. To stop pollution of rivers and protection of different sources of water. Protection of biodiversity and to reduce use of chemicals and its ill effects. Protection of forest and green belts. Now this was regarding the environmental movement. We are going to see now is the consumer movement. We buy many things from many of the shops, but sometimes the product which we get, we are being cheated upon. That all goes in the consumer court. So what is the consumer movement we are going to see? Consumer movement began in India after the Consumer Protection Act was passed in the year 1986. If the product is wrong or not proper quality, we can question to the shopkeeper. That is the Consumer Protection Act, which was formed in the year 1986. The movement treats each member of the society as a consumer. Adulteration, increased cost of items, fraud in weight and measures are some of the problems a customer faces. So consumer has to face this kind of problem. Sometimes they mix wrong things with the pure quality things we don't get, then the price is increased. Sometimes the weight is less of the product which we bring. So all and many other more complaints are there which we need to tackle with the help of the Consumer Protection Act. Consumer movement was started with the objectives of giving protection from such kind of frauds. Now, movements post 1980. After 1980, the movements which particularly took place we are going to see now. The post 1980 movements were different from the early movements. They were issue based movements and they tried to organize issue based mass movements. So they are called as neo-social movements. Okay. Now on page number 95 we will see one person is there from Rajasthan. His name is Dr. Rajendra Singh Rana. Now he built thousands of johards of rivers and started a revolution, so he is called as the waterman of India. What are johards? Big wells which are formed, protected by the walls from all sides, so that people utilize that water for irrigation and many other purposes. As we know, in Rajasthan, always there is a drought like situation, very less amount of rain is there. Now this person, Dr. Rajendra Singh Rana, he revived many rivers in the desert regions of Rajasthan. He formed an organization, Tarun Bharat Sangh, which built 7,000 johards in a number of villages. He started a campaign for conservation of rivers, revival of rivers, forest conservation, and wildlife conservation. For this work, he won the Stockholm's Water Prize, an award known as the Nobel Prize for Water. See, such kind of great work he had done, and many more people who have done many of the great works to help people get aware of the many of the movements that we have seen. And in newspaper also we see many of the times many NGO workers and all are helping for this. So with this we end this lesson. Inshallah we'll continue next time. Jazakallah.